He's a very good player. He can do it all. I mean, he can obviously do a lot of great things with his feet and his quickness and his speed and his ability to move around. But he's also got the ability to stay in the pocket and throw the ball as well. And anytime you have to defend both of those things with an equal level of excellence, it's extremely difficult. So it's a great challenge for us. Obviously, we're going to watch the film from last season. We're going to watch the film from last week from them, which is what everybody does. And we're going to learn and go out there and compete and look forward to the challenge.
Greg Bailey.
Hey, JJ, I'm a little off topic here, but I couldn't help but notice that your foundation's work continues despite the pandemic. How have you guys kind of kept that going, supplying the sports equipment to these young people? And then some of these videos that they post thanking you are pretty awesome. How do those hit you?
Yeah, it's been great. They've done a great job, obviously, getting the videos in and being able to see the kids receive their uniforms has been awesome. It's been difficult not having the Charity Classic this year, not being able to bring in the same amount of funds that we normally do, obviously. But we've done a great job we've had a plan, obviously, and leading us into hopefully next year being able to get back to it. We're considering doing another fundraiser like we did in the past with Omaze to raise funds so we can continue to get those kids out there. But everybody at the foundation's been doing a great job of getting grants approved and getting those uniforms and that equipment out to the kids. And those videos and photos have been inspiring, and it's been great to see.
Kaylin Killer.
Hey, JJ, I'm Kaylin. I write for Bleacher Report. This week we'll be playing in front of no fans at home. So I'm wondering if you can look back on your football career. How old were you the last time you played in front of an empty crowd or a sparse crowd? And do you remember any of the details of that game or where you were and when that was?
I mean, for a game, I don't think it'd be even in youth football. I mean, you had parents in the stands yelling and screaming. So I could hear my grandpa in the stands going nuts. So there's never really been a game where you play with nobody in the stands, but practice every day, joint practices against other teams we've had and things like that. And as an athlete, if you can't get yourself ready and amped up to compete against another team and to compete at the highest level, then you really probably shouldn't be out there in the first place. So will it be different when you make a big play or when there's a touchdown or something and there's no excitement or cheer from the crowd? Absolutely. But from a competitive standpoint, as an athlete, your adrenaline takes over and you just go out there and do what you do.
Thank you.
Sarah Barshaw.
Oh. JJ, has the trash talking already started with your brothers before week 3?
No, not yet. We're still brothers at the moment. We still love each other, and we're talking about the Monday night game. Obviously, for them, had a chance to sit down and watch that at home. You know, in the past, I used to be able to, when the Steelers were on offense, I'd go to the bathroom or I'd go get some food or I'd, take the dogs outside. But now Derek's on offense, TJ's on defense, Derek's on special teams. So my breaks were fewer and far between during the game. So I was kind of rushing around. We still got a couple more days before we actually go into shutdown mode, and I don't talk to him anymore.
I was talking to Brett Arnett, and he talked about how before TJ's junior year at Wisconsin, he kind of rededicated himself. I was just wondering what you remember about that summer before his big junior year at Wisconsin.
I don't think he's ever been not dedicated, but I think that TJ went through a lot in college with his injuries. I mean, he had some very difficult injuries he had to deal with, and it was a very discouraging time. I mean, trust me, I know how injuries go myself. It's especially in college when you haven't necessarily established yourself yet. It's a very difficult time to be going through such a tough injury situation. And I think you kind of realize that you have a chance to either overcome this adversity and turn it into something incredible, or this could kind of be the end of the road. And he wasn't going to let it be the end of the road. And he turned it into an unbelievable year and an unbelievable career since then. And it's been incredible ever since. So I don't think that, quitting's not really in the DNA. It's, whatever we go through, we're going to find a way to overcome.
What did you help him at all, either mentally or physically during that summer, or as he expressed to you that he was having a harder time?
Yeah, I mean, both things. I mean, from doctor's standpoint, getting, trying to make sure that he has whatever possible to make sure that he was getting the right treatment and to get the right situation he needed to get himself back on the field. But he was also going from, tight end to defense at that time and just that transition as well, and also mentally handling what it's like to be injured and to be coming back and to be trying to build yourself a resume for what you want to be and who you want to be as a player. So we talk, I mean, my brothers and I talk every single day. We have our whole lives. And so it's not like, I don't think there was necessarily one big speech that I gave him, but it's just, we have daily conversations with each other that I think have led us to the level that we're at today.
Thank you.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, JJ, when you look at the assignment football aspect of defending the Ravens, how difficult is that? And what are some of the keys to trying to defend a team that does, a fair amount of option football and other elements as well? I have a follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that a team has a quarterback in the run game plan, obviously, and the pass game plan, it's an extra person you have to defend in both aspects. And so there is really no free person on the defense. Every single guy has to be accounted for, and every guy has to do their job. And, if they make one guy miss, or if one guy doesn't do their job, it makes it that much more difficult on the rest of the defense. So it's paramount that we all do our job and that we all know our assignment and execute it well.
And just from a tackling standpoint, JJ, now that you guys have had that first game where you were able to knock some rust off and get some hits in, what do you expect from you guys as a defense in terms of tackling and improvement from week 1 to week 2? Thank you.
Yeah, I expect better tackling. I mean, had an opportunity to do it live now. Obviously, no preseason, so we've had an opportunity to do it live. We didn't do it that well, so I sure as shit hope we do it better this week. That's the plan.
2 more. Mark Berman.
JJ, you touched on bits and pieces of this, but after the game last week, you said the defense didn't play well enough to win. What needs to happen this go around to play well enough to win?
Yeah, we need to play better. We need to tackle better. We need to execute our assignments better. We need to, put them in more difficult third down situations than we did last week. We need to get off the field when we are on third down. You can't give up a 17 or 19 play drives, whatever that was. You have to play better defense all around. And that's the little things all the way up to the big things. Like I said, something as simple as tackling, we need to do that better. Just execute and deliver.
You have such a. May I ask a follow?
Go ahead, Mark.
You talked about the fans. You have such a connection with them. You have the tradition of going around the field and playing catch. How weird will that be, not being able to do that this go around?
Yeah, obviously, miss having the fans out there. Miss being able to interact with them, feed off of them. They're the reason we have a job. If fans don't watch the game, if fans don't show up, we don't have a job. So I'm very thankful to the fans, and I really miss being able to play catch before the games. To me, that's one of my favorite things about this league is, when I go around the stadium before the game and play catch with a little kid in that front row, who showed up 2 hours before the game to have a chance to see the players warm up. I used to be that kid. We've talked about it before. I went to Packers training camp and stood outside the parking lot after practice, like 2 hours, just trying to see the players, just trying to get a glimpse. So for me to be able to play catch with a kid who came to the game 2 hours early, and see that expression on their face and see them turn to their parents and get excited, there's nothing that beats that. So I really do miss that. I miss that interaction, that bond that you have, and it's tough. It's tough, but I hope they're watching at home, and I hope we can make them proud at home, and I hope someday here soon we can get them back in and playing catch again.
Great. Thank you so much, JJ.
Thanks, guys.